This is Olson Properties at 610 First Street in Broadway. This is First Street in Othello, Washington. First Street is right on First Street on John Deere Implement. That's Bruce and the owners. And we're going to look at one of these units because one of the units is cut. One of the units were cut and reinstalled a frame again. See, the locksmith here in Moses Lake, Washington has asking for tumblers, which these tumblers are installed tumblers, but he rivets these, and this is a fairly sloppy job. For reasoning why he's taking these off and pulling them out is basically there's somebody in these units and he's taking all their stuff from them. This is number 313. Contact the Andy Miller at CO Bentwan. Contact Andy, Washington State Prosecutor, and the prosecutor for Pasco, and also Spokane, and also the prosecutor of Moses Lake, Washington, and the city manager, general managers. We're in have them contact, because the individual that does the forteing and the cutting out the system here, he sits there and concentrates and preys on individuals that own businesses and that they have a lot of money in their account. Apparently he knows what he's doing. He must be a police officer because he has access to people's private accounts here in City Hall, here in Moses Lake, here in Kennewick and Richland and Pasco, and has access to people's files here in Moses Lake and Grant County. Apparently he has files to people's accounts here in the office, and in his office, and he's getting into people's accounts. I know that for a fact because of the children, immediate family that's in the courthouse at Grant County and over in Kennewick and Pasco courthouse, and also the law firm, Dana Law Firm on Broadway, and also the insurance companies here in Moses Lake and here in the administration office in Kennewick, Richland, Pasco, Grant County, and Spokane. And department licensing, that's Miss Vasquez, and Vasquez in the department at the courthouse on 32C Street, right across from the administration office, Washington's house. This guy just did this freshly and put the glue on top of that. This guy's not very smart, apparently. Police officer comes in here and tries to take over the crossing point. Anyways, this whole place is spotless. All the weeds are taken out. All the administration office has partake in the gatherings. And there's number 318. This gentleman's going side by side. He's sitting there just tearing the units apart. All the weeds are pulled out of here. He's targeting individuals that own businesses, have checking accounts, accounting systems, and they don't think they have people that look over them. Apparently, they think they're going to hospice, or they think they're going to jail or prison. Gives them the right to break into the end of without Mr. Olson condolences. Olson Properties is there's a phone number 989, which is his immediate cell phone, and also the towing companies And we're going to contact the administration office. They're trying to break into the units. Apparently they broke into the units already. They're going through the tumbler keys and going through tumbler keys and going through each individual unit. And my concern is, he's in these units. These units cutting up the tumblers for no reason. He's cutting them because he can get in there and replacing them. And by the time they get here, he says, "Oh, I'm just replacing it because it needs to be replaced." And they're not damaged at all. None of them are damaged. So I've got the State Patrol office here in Pasco, Spokane, Oregon state border. Spokane, Seattle, Spokane, and also Seattle. He's tampering with the camera too. So we got alarm systems here. This guy's getting closer and closer. This guy's fairly 6'2", around 310 pounds, and he sits there and literally going through every unit. And Ajmer Singh Nijjar just came here and chased him out of here. One of the units, and he literally called the cops on him, knowing for a fact he speaks English and he's a business owner, and he was getting in one of the units. Okay, this is one of the other units that they are getting close to. So this one was just freshly done last week. Either it was Wednesday, Tuesday. He was in the other side, and then he went immediately to this other side. State Patrol, and then the Freda Police Department, Moses Lake Police Department, Kennewick Police Department, Richland Police Department, Pasco Police Department. The Orchard is in Adams County and Franklin County, which is Andy Miller at CO Benton, Washington, 509-735-3591. Contacting the housing authority, get a description, do a snapshot, and put them on the wall, and have the warrant officer and issue a conversation. And he won't build a conversation because he says he's a cop, and he's a retired cop, and he'll have to formulate talking to a lawyer or judge, because knowing for the fact they seen him in the area. He goes right across the other one. And this is 610 First Street, Olson Homes, Eric Olson. And then we have the sidewalk that was covered with gravel because of the snowfall. We had so much snowfall, there's 5-10 feet of snow drifts, and the gravel is pulled out of the way. And this guy is right across the way. Said he represents enforcement agency. So we're going to call the police academy and ask what location, what graduation, what year, and what destination date in his business card. And this is totally swept up and scraped. And literally this is scraped, swept up, debris out of the way because of the snowfall. That's a lot of gravel. All the debris across the street from fiberglass, and also all the debris next door, the wood. This is next door across the street, which is covered with fiberglass and debris, probably asbestos, probably this is a Carnation fresh milk. Carnation ice cream fresh milk. And there's a lot of gravel here that's used. People were somebody across the street with over at the across the street, he owns they're trying to start confrontations and properties, since the arrangement is them breaking down this whole building down. They're supposed to clean up all the debris that was set up, and all the debris that was set up, there's still chemicals and fiberglass in the air and in the ground and all around, which they didn't pick up. Went to the trailer court and the kids got sick. All those kids got sick when this building got torn down, and they did not do any cleanup at all. They didn't pick up all their mess totally, because all the fiberglass went across the street on Olson properties. on First through the main building, main office, and went into all of the debris went all over the units, which is in the trailer courts. They got all the children sick. All the children were sick on this. All these trailers, all these kids got sick because of it. Fuck out of here. Oh, I'm arrested. These people come here and say they own it. They come here and start problems, and they call the cops, and they take off. They jump in their car and state patrol car and take off because they don't even own it. That's all they do is drive around, just like the police officers and chief of police officers come around. They don't even own it. They come in here and they start pulling stuff out, and it ain't their units. They think they're not going to defend themselves. They think there's some immigrant or somebody they took their stuff from, and they come here and start problems with people. Call the uniform officers supposedly cops, and they're not cops. It wasn't their property. Mir's a good, fairly nice man. 610 South First Street. He's fairly a big man. Mir's around 6. He's really tall. And he knows what area, what location. There's shingles, roof, flooring, grout, polyblend, speed wall, prime Bear Primer Plus. The best paint you can get. Interior paint. And they have San Miguel also 1x1s. You got 1.5 by 1. You got sealants, fiberglass, concrete, rebar, plywood, which is first choice. First choice is First choice is right on First Street. Used to be called Pro Built. Used to be Pro Built. Now it's Choice. So whatever they're up to here, seems like it's quite a mystery. Quite a mystery. Just get into a unit, knowing for a fact they can't defend themselves because they're not, either they put them in prison or they made stuff up and fabricated something so they couldn't get a lawyer or get a private counsel, knowing for the fact they don't speak English, and they're not going to be protected because they give them one phone call, they'll put a restraining order on them or a restraining order on them, known for the fact they can't defend themselves, and they just make things up. Not even a domestic violence or restraining order or whatever the case might be. Known for a fact they have access to people's files, and they're police officers, and saying they have no legalities, and they use a portable phone and they hide out sheriff's office, police station, making things up, as you can tell. And all the administration's office here in Othello, also the parking lots. So they're going to put their body bag inside one of these storage units and drive around and put them in the back of the car and cremate them right down the road, right from Sunny Farms. from Cimaron 5IC, right in front of the mayor's house, Sean Logan's house. Sean R. Logan, or Jim Logan, or Betty Logan's over at Carpet Carousel with Don Logan. Let's put them in a body bag and put it in here, and put their little guns in there, and then open their trunk up, use their car, and use the system and take it, and run it back and forth, put a uniform on. And this guy's not even saying anything about anything, because he knows he's full of it. You want him to show up the courtroom, or you want him to show the judge's chambers? $908, $907. Yeah, then he'll probably be in here just cutting up one of these units, saying he's just fixing it when he's just taking all their stuff out of there and wait for the next person to leave. Say it's a personal dispute and it ain't their property, and we're gonna have them sent to prison, and we're gonna have them confiscate the property used against them. And yeah, even the fact we see this guy cutting everything and going into the units himself, he doesn't even own the company, even in the Miss Havoc's administration process on wax. Federal guidelines, state guidelines here in Washington State. Knowing the fact the guy's in the military and has an active military CDL and a driver's license, they're going to give it straight to the judge. And he sits there, don't know what to do, because he's going to get in his car and drive around with his body bag. Hope for the fact he get a chance to shoot Felix Barela and have him put and lower him in a casket by Sunny Farms, and either on the BFT, Ben Franklin bus stop right across the coroner's office, Washington State University, Richmond, Washington. Use it as a dispute, and there's no dispute, and there's no domestic violence either. No restraining orders, no compliance. And they have these witnesses come here and drive and start problems because they figure they're going to get paid for it, for making up stuff up, because they have a business license, they're going to lose it. And the brick will fall out because of the winter. There's Olson Farms. Olson Farms. Olson Farms. Olson Properties, INC at Basin Properties at right on 1st Street. They'll pay up every dime, every nickel, every quarter, every penny, every dollar, every cent will be confident. It will be paid in full. One way or another, be in the judge's chambers waiting.